Much as the community they are seeking to gather and represent, WSIS forums are complex human and institutional architectures. With more than 1,000 delegates coming at each edition, the forum has become a platform for analysis, exchange, and projection for the future.
This has been fascinating for me. It's great from networking point of view. It's great to hear from the distinguished speakers, ministerial level, ICT level, the role of ICT in their countries, how they are deploying it, and how they are tackling their issues and problems in the current world that we live in.
The WSIS Forum and various other activities organized by ITU are quite useful. I find them so, and I hear that my colleagues from other countries think the same. It is a good platform where people from across the world with responsibility in the sector, responsibility for the information society, come together and tell about their experiences, their successes, their challenges, their difficulties, and we learn from each other, comparing notes, but also it's good for knowing each other and making connections, making a network that will help us, all of us, in the next weeks, months and years.
This year's forum also set the basis for the global policy agenda concerning the information society and its governance after the 2015 UN Millennium Goals landmark.
The WSIS goals and the Millennium Development Goals are tough goals. So we work programs in education. We have our rugged children's laptop, get that to schools. We have 8 million of them out there now, and the industry is rallying around building their own. That helps. We've trained 11 million teachers. On the healthcare side, we just agreed at UN in New York to train 1 million frontline healthcare workers, and these aren't the doctors in the big hospitals, these are the people in the village, how to use ICT to help the frontline healthcare. And so those programs tend to align with Millennium Development Goals because there's support for them, and then the industry can be part of that and help make those work faster. And it's good for people. It's also actually very good business as well.
We also need to start working more on demand of data. I think the public administration has a great ability with so much of data content that it gathers to share that content so that the supply side is robust. But last but not least, I think the WSIS has a great role to play in the international relations. We need to work more closely with other organizations like WIPO, like ITU, to try to develop the agendas, and the IGF of course, develop agendas for international cooperation.
All the UN agencies did absolutely a remarkable job in addressing and achieving MDG. And this is really the spirit of the Millennium Development Goals. And this is really what we need to do in terms of post-2015. Definitely a more inclusive process, definitely a more open process, definitely a more coordinated work at the local level, at the national level, and at the global level, and definitely more innovative ways of addressing development issues.
There are a lot of things we have achieved in the area of information and communication technologies. There are several WSIS goals that have been achieved, but there are several things that still need to be done. So the main thing is to identify what is still needed to be done, what are the emerging trends, to analyze them, to ensure that they are incorporated in our vision beyond 2015.
After 5 days of intense discussion and debate, the WSIS Forum 2012 ends on a high note. The floor is open for further debate and solutions and efforts to be invested in the creation of a fairer information society in 2015 and beyond.